Hey everyone, welcome back to How to Be a Poser. Today we're going to visit some alternate realities and explore what might have been. And to do that, we're going to be using the Iron Man concept art version DIECAST 6-scale figure by Hot Toys. Let's get started. All right, here it is, the DIECAST Iron Man concept art version by Hot Toys, and it is amazing. Has a nice array of hands for you to use, some switch out armor bits. Really looking forward to seeing how I can make this thing look, so let's get rolling. All right, here he is, Iron Man concept art version. I'm so jazzed for this. This is nothing like anything we've seen on screen apart from the standard red gold colors, but just look at the quality of that gold paint. I want to really try to rock a cool double forward repulsor blast pose. Kind of similar to the whole Civil War scenario where Cap and Iron Man are going toe to toe with each other. I tried something like this on a video, on a live stream fairly recently, and I did not pull it off to my standards. So I'm gonna see if I can do better with this. So let's go ahead and swap out for the repulsor hands. I have those on the outside of my stack here. Oh, I'm gonna talk about this paint probably a lot throughout the course of this video just to prepare you guys. It's just that awesome. Okay, so obviously for the purposes of having him blast forward with his repulsors, we're gonna need to get these arms rotated up. Now, look at all this crazy stuff going on here. So many different parts that are gonna collide with each other, but they're designed to do that kind of thing. You can see like right here, this shoulder, I'm grabbing it with my thumb and forefinger. You can feel it's like spring loaded and pulls out there so that you can move it out of the way as you rotate this joint here forward, and they're completely separate from each other. Since I know now that I don't have to rotate this forward, that kind of frees me up a little bit to just be a little bit more carefree. Now, one of the things that I just did was, as I was raising this up, that inside of that arm was colliding with this corner of the chest piece. So what I'm going to suggest that you do is when you're rotating these arms forward like this, just move them away from the chest and then bring them in together. All right, so anatomy lesson. Well, while thinking about both hands being forward like this, you're going to notice that your biceps are turned just a little bit in. So you're going to want to replicate that with Iron Man. Turn that a little bit in, not all the way in, because that just won't look right. And then bring them together there. Now, if you bring them too far together, it's going to cause that chest piece to pop loose. We don't want that. All right, I'm just going to play with this a little bit. Having already had that conversation about the anatomy of Iron Man and whatnot, I'm just trying to see what I can do here to tweak it. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate these biceps inward a little bit more than I normally would, just so that I can get his arms to bend inward a little bit. And then I'm thinking that, there we go. So now we got a cool little ab crunch going there by lifting up that top part of that torso. Just enough of an ab crunch to give me a little bit more room to play with and raise these arms up, because when you raise the arms up a little bit more, they clear the chest piece there. So we'll just get that right in the middle. Let's get his head up. And now it's time to start working with the legs. Okay, notice in order to get these legs to clear, then you have to utilize this engineering here that allows them to be pulled down. When you do that, it creates more of a gap and you can bend it quite a bit further forward. Now, be really careful here. In the past, other Iron Man armors, when I was first starting to play with them, I have scraped the paint pretty good by not being careful and allowing that thigh to collide with the pelvis there. All right, now let's see if I can move this one back. All right, not nearly as much as I'd like, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop this leg a little bit too. It can go, there are two ratchets in there. It can go pop, pop, so you can lower it twice. I've only done it once. Let's see how far that goes. Look how dangerously close that is. All right, that is pretty stable. But I don't like the angle. It almost looks like his motion is carrying him this way, but his torso is looking that way. So I'm gonna see if I can just crank this around. We popped that out just a little bit, and that's good. All right, head is just a little bit crooked, more than I'd like. I want it to look down a little bit more, just like he's really got his game face on. Okay, now I'm getting somewhere. Finally getting close to where I want to be, but the challenge that I'm running into here is one of balance, as you can see. I don't want to lose that. So what to do? I'm going to bring this forward just a little bit more, because I really want both those hands together, like he's really combining both those repulsor blasts into one. And it's challenging, I'm not going to lie. This is a challenging thing to attempt. If you can pull this off, then hey, kudos to you. At this point, I'm not even going to bother explaining what I'm doing to you, because it should be fairly obvious that I'm just trying to find balance. And the only way that you can do that is by experimenting and tweaking. You can make educated guesses to a certain extent. Wow, look at that. Just want to make them level. Just show you what I did just there. Once I found the balance point, his torso was leaning just a little bit that way. So I just kind of rotated his torso back to his right, our left. Oh, I love this figure. Look at that. Done. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a massive fan of concept art, and I have been since the 70s. Frequently, I wish that I could see some of those concept art pieces fleshed out into something more three-dimensional. If not on a big screen, then as we're seeing right here on a shelf. So yeah, big shout out to Hot Toys for doing this.